Hey YouTube, Prodigy here, and let me tell you something. There's something I've noticed about modern games. They're wrong. But we'll get into that later. For now, let's take a look at the good old Sega Genesis. First up, let's take a look at good old boxing. Now, through my research, I found a total of 9 boxing games released on Sega Genesis, and we're gonna take a look at all of them, starting with James Buster Douglas. Now, before we get started, allow me to give you a little history on this game. It was originally an arcade game known as Final Blow, but due to the Genesis Does campaign and with Nintendo having Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, who in fact lost the title to James Douglas, the game was refurbished in a way to refit him, so James Buster Douglas Knockout Boxing was born. To start off, you got 3 modes: 1 player, 2 player, spectator, no options. Now to get started. You can go from 1 to 12 rounds, and difficulty settings, yep. So to start off, you've got Buster Douglas, you got King Jason, Fernando Gomez, Kim Nang, and Dynamite Joe. All of 5 boxers, including the great one whose record is real right before his fight with Tyson. I don't know, that kind of ruins the marketing if you think about it. Well, if you pick one, you fight the other 3, then fight him, so I'm just gonna pick him. Alright then, let's start off. Now, normally when you play something like a fighting game or, well, like this, you don't read the manual too much. You just go out mashing and see what works. Well, that seems to be what to do, actually, in this game, as the general rules of boxing game to set up the jab for heavier punches don't apply. You just keep hitting whatever works until they go down. 7, 8. Well, hope you didn't blink. I would complain that the rounds are only half as long as a real round, but that seems to be plenty of time. I'm not even an expert at this game. You can just pick up and do that, which is what I did. Alright, I'm going to slow this down to explain the controls. Okay, now to start off, the A button will do quick little punches like this. Ooh, also the B button will do more heavy punches like that. And if you hold C, you'll go into this weird little hovering defense thing. Ugh, that's another thing, really. The graphics, I don't know what to make of them. The characters look like they're on steroids, and they got the head of an old man. But I can't call it ugly, I guess. Alright. So also you'll notice that there's no stamina meter, just a health meter. So whether you're way up close or a foot away, they'll just keep slugging and slugging, just waiting for you to walk in and take a hit. Dun 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 dun. That's pathetic, really. Even if you're guarding, you'll still take a little damage. And just like that, I knocked him down with 3 straight punches. You know, it's actually a little embarrassing as to how easy it is to beat them, especially when you've only got 4 opponents before it just repeats. Now, through each opponent, their punches will get a little stronger and they'll take a little less damage through yours. Not so much increasing in skill, because there is no skill. This game's just a button masher. Now I'm going to try and show you the extent of the game, and by that I mean the 4 fighters. So let's go here. Fernando Gomez. Alright. Now he's actually getting some good punches in. Actually, he outnumbered me, but somehow I do so much more damage than him, so it doesn't seem to matter much. Actually, that's not true. A punch is either way too weak or way too strong. Even a few occasions, the punches didn't even hurt at all until like the 2nd or 3rd time you used it on him. Okay, here's another complaint. That's not down. He's holding by the ropes. He hasn't hit the ground yet. In a real boxing fight, that wouldn't be considered down until he drops, and just like that, I win again. Did you catch that? It was about a 40-second knockout. Also, have you noticed that the computers seem to have a scorecard, too? I mean, I'm pretty sure computers can't set a high score, because it'd be kind of easy for them to get the high score. Whatever. Alright, so I believe this is the last opponent before it'll just loop. And now at this point, usually you would fight Buster Douglas, but instead I picked him, so you just fight one of the made-up characters.
Kind of ruins the thrill, but who cares? He somehow took half my health in one punch. Those... Also, sometimes they seem to put up their hands to guard, even if you're not doing anything. Dun 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 dun. No damage. I find that if you hold a direction down on the D-pad, the B button will switch your punches from a straight, a hook, a body shot, or even an uppercut. I find that none of that is terribly useful. Unless eventually you'll find one punch that hits him and just sticks with it. Normally the straight punch. Oh boy. Again, I just hover across the ring. And oh, now I get knocked down. Oh, is this it? No, you just mash one button to get up. You know what, I'm sorry. I can't take much more of this. Buster Douglas, you are not an impressive boxing game. You are not good for casual gamers. You're just bad in general. This is a game you can beat the first time you pick up and play it. In fact, it doesn't actually end. After you win the title, it just loops. So James Buster Douglas, I don't know what to make of you. I can't really recommend this to anyone unless you're some kind of Sega fanatic, which I am, in fact, so I won't be getting rid of this game. So here we go. A round ends. There's no corner intermission. Just starts up the next round automatically. Now, seeing as this opponent can actually fight back to some degree, I probably won't be able to beat him for the sake of the review. Actually, I probably could, but I don't want to drag this out any longer. It's getting a little too long. So, in case you're wondering, Buster Douglas, I give you 1 punch in the face out of 5. I hope you have better luck. In fact, you didn't. In real life, you lost the title on your first defense in a very less than impressive display. So, here you go. That'll do it for me.
So that's Buster Douglas for you. Not too good at all. But don't worry, can't get much worse, right? So if you know boxing, I think you know what's next.